I have determined that I cannot math and write at the same time. All right, so number 3 has us dealing with the last representation of functions, right? We had a graph in number 1, we had an algebraic representation in number 2, just the formula version, and then in number 3 we have a table. So we've now seen every way we can show a function and deal with a function using these derivative rules. So looking at h, we are trying to find h prime of 0, which means I need to take a derivative of h. I need to recognize that h is comprised of a quotient of functions. So we need to use the quotient rule if we're going to go find our derivative of h. So let's start first there. We know the quotient rule, low d high minus high d low all over low, right? Low squared. So let's just highlight those here. Low is going to be my cosine, high is going to be my f of x, and let's get rolling with this derivative. So low is just cosine of x. D high, well, that's going to be f prime of x. Minus high is still f of x. And d low, well, the derivative of cosine is negative sign. So I'm going to go ahead and be cute with this. I'm going to take that negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. All over low, cosine squared x. So let's go ahead and highlight all this so that a student looking at this might be able to follow where all these values came from. Boom. I guess I'll highlight the positive too, so that way they can figure that out. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so there is our h prime of x. We particularly want h prime of 0. That's an ugly prime. Sorry. So we need cosine of 0 times f prime of 0 plus f of 0. My prime is very small there. We'll fix that. Sine of 0 all over cosine squared of 0. So we do need to know a tiny bit of our unit circle here. We do need to know what cosine of 0 and sine of 0 are. Cosine of 0 is just 1. Sine of 0 is 0. So this piece, that whole term goes away. I don't even need to look up f of 0 if I recognize that, because 0 times anything is 0. All I need to look up in my beautiful table here is f prime of 0, and that is here. So we have 1 times 2 divided by 1, which is just equal to 2. Right? Whoop. Done. And that is one of the answer choices, B. So there we go. Let's move on to 4 in a whole nother video.